Hello and welcome to Kindle Month. Today is the beginning of a month of inspiration for you guys, and I'm really excited to share this content with you. As I said before, this is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. I thought that I'd start this month off with something quite short and sweet. I would like to talk about small beginnings. I want to be successful, I'm sure you guys want to be successful, but I've realised that recently on YouTube there's been a lot of people that have, I'm not going to name any names or anything like that, but especially those that are in the spotlight, so to say, those people who have YouTube channels and are great and people know their names and stuff, that they seem to poke a lot of fun at not people but at themselves. And you may wonder why that seems to bother me, because it's not about people, but it bothers me because when they're poking fun at themselves, especially at themselves in their past life, it's kind of saying that they don't really realise that from where they've come, that's why they are where they are at now. So especially I've seen on Instagram as well, people have posted pictures of like their former self. So whether they be in high school or whether they were, at an event 2 years ago or when they first started their YouTube channel. And it just annoyed me to see lots of people just jabbing fun and saying, oh, look at myself, look how unattractive I was, look how ugly I was, look how I had no friends, oh, look at my awkwardness. For someone who's going to look at that picture and see that person making fun of their former life, you kind of feel almost bad about your own former life, because you're thinking, oh, my past sucked as well. Like I did stupid stuff, I looked like that, I was such and such weight, I was such and such height. I don't know why you would poke fun at yourself, because to me, the best thing about life is that we learn as we grow. If you didn't start in a bad way, then you would never really grow. So I feel like if you're going to poke fun at yourself and that kind of thing, then you're kind of not appreciating the fact that you're successful, the fact that you've done a good job. It's probably because of that time that you were such and such weight, or you were in such and such class, or that you came from a rough background. I really feel like you should embrace who you were. You should always embrace your past, because it's like who you were and this is now who you've become, and the only reason you are where you are is because of what you were. I could say for myself that I've had an amazing life and childhood, that kind of thing, and I haven't come from backgrounds that have been difficult. I've never really had to struggle, but I have this friend right now who basically is that kind of child that came from that background, that struggled a little bit, had a bit of trouble, did some dodgy things and that kind of stuff, but to see the person that she is now, it's just incredible that she's sort of transformed into somebody so lovely to speak to, so beautiful on the inside. She just has a really, really nice, humble attitude about it. And she says as well that if it wasn't for all the stuff that she was in, that she was in the wrong crowds, that she did drugs and that kind of thing, basically, that she wouldn't have got to a point where she said enough is enough and I need to change my life. So I know that's a bit of an extreme example, but it's kind of an example as to say, if you didn't have the mess that you were in, and if you didn't have the problems with your perception of yourself or your appearance or whatever, or you were in a rough crowd, then you would never have thought to change it, and then you would never have become who you are today. I don't know if I'm putting this across in the right way. Small beginnings are good. We all need small beginnings. Everybody needs to start at the bottom. I feel like life is like that if you start at the bottom of the ladder, then you have a chance to grow, you have a chance to climb up the ladder, you have a chance to expand. It just keeps you humble, it keeps you grounded. You shouldn't forget where we're coming from. Don't despise your small beginnings. At the end of the day, if you think about the best things in life, even in nature, you could look at nature and say even a massive, amazing oak tree, it started from being a tiny little seed, a tiny little acorn, and yeah, you look at it now and it's amazing. And you don't want to dismiss the fact that, wait a minute, one day that oak tree wasn't an oak tree, it wasn't awesome, it wasn't magnificent, it was this tiny little seed, and somebody took care and attention to water it and make it grow so that it could become so wonderful. Everything great, everything that is of any interest, anything that is beautiful to us now, if we looked at the past, if we looked at where it came from, it's humble. We're humble beginnings. We came from the earth, we came from dust, we came from nothing. Don't become a hot air balloon. That's what I always say, that it's just not good to kind of blow up about where we've come from and what we've become now. It's better to kind of to take it all in and just be thankful for it. I don't think anybody has reached their potential. I don't think even the greatest people have reached their potential. I'm sure we're all growing. I think every person has so much more of a journey to make. So this one's a bit of a rambled one today. Honestly, I don't want to quote J-Lo, but it's true. All of us are still Jenny from the block. Honestly, like, you could be like the most successful person ever, but you're still Jenny from the block. That's that phrase. You can take a person out of the area, but you can't take the area out of the person. So inside, you know that you'll always be that person that you were. And it's not that it can't change completely, but that's where you're from. You just have to embrace it. And I think in life, there's some stuff that I've just had to sit back and decide, you know what, I can't change this about myself. If it wasn't for those moments, if it wasn't for the unique things that make me me, my quirky bits and pieces, that I just wouldn't be the person that I am now. I just wouldn't be on this route. And who's to say that I'm in the best place that I'm at? I don't know if this makes sense to any of you who are watching this, but I honestly just think sometimes we just need to love our beginnings. We just need to not despise them, because everything great has to start small. Everything good has to start small. I think it's healthy to look back at your past and be happy with your progress. I think it's healthy to sit back and remember where you were and just be glad that, you know, things have changed and you're better at where you are now. Even for those of you who feel like you know, you haven't come very far so far, or if you're such an age and you feel like you haven't grown or you haven't matured or you haven't got to who you want to be, then don't worry about that. That, you know, at the end of the day, even I feel like for me as well, I had to learn that lesson, that things come when they come. You know, you can't rush life. You can't rush some stuff. Some stuff come because you're a certain age. Some things will come because you're in a new group of friends or you've moved away from what you used to be. So don't feel like because you're such an age or you haven't hit the targets that you want to hit because and you feel depressed about it. Don't be discouraged. Surround yourself with influencers, those that will push you. I've learned this as well, that you can only go so far as really that your friendship group allows you, because in a way, if you're with the wrong people, then you can't really go far. You know, they're going to influence you. So always be ready to be pushed. And if we can look at our past, present and the future, then I think you get a bit of a bigger picture than just looking at, oh, what I can be. It's good to know that you had to begin so that you can end. Yeah, I feel like if we don't have moments in our life that suck, and I feel like if we don't have moments in our life that are bad, then we'll never get that urge and we'll never get that push to just kind of do something and do something about it. Success is sweeter when you start from the bottom. If you start from the middle rung, if you start at the top, where are you going to go? How are you going to peak? So the bottom is the best place to start. So don't be discouraged if you know that you've had a rubbish life up until now, nothing has worked out for you. You're probably going to have an amazing one because it was so bad. Where can you go from here? There's the only place you can go is up. Yeah, I think I'll end it there because I could literally sit here and talk for ages. But I hope that in some way you understood what I was trying to say. If you liked that and you found it inspiring anyway, if it helped you in any way, then give this a thumbs up. And it'll be really nice to see your comments actually over this month, especially over the things that I speak about. So remember to leave a comment in the comment box if you want to say something, even if you disagree with what I've said. Then it would be nice to just hear from you guys. I'll hopefully see you guys soon in my next inspirational video. So thank you. Bye.